Pura Vida. Bet you can't guess what I'm going to do today. Yep, we're going to go camping, but we're going to do a little sightseeing as well. We're going to have a special guest today. He's YouTube's one of my subscribers to the channel. Talked to him a couple weeks ago at Hadley's graduation party and said, yeah, he'd definitely be interested in doing a little camping. So, once we get him picked up, we'll introduce you to him and we'll be on our way. Looks like it might be a chance of a little bit of rain, spotty here and there. Hopefully it just doesn't amount to anything, but here we go. Let's enjoy this adventure. Alright, well, we got to our spot. We're camping in Echo Valley State Park today. It's one of the county parks that I took care of in Fayette County. Oh, yeah, another deer on the road. Yeah. But we got our spot that I wanted, so that's going to be great. The trout stream right next to it. But I want to introduce our guest tonight, or today, this weekend. We'll have my cousin Chad.
Hey, good people. Never been to this park before. It's a nice place to come and that.
So we're going to take him on a tour. We're just going to basically screw around. We're going to go to a bunch of my county parks I used to work for in Fayette County and Clayton County. We'll go to Prairie du Chien. We're going to stop at Stark's, of course. That's a required stop in Prairie. Got to get some spotted cow and any whatever Chad needs for his step twos for later tonight. But yeah, it's going to be a good trip, and I don't know, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I've never been camping for a long time, so yeah, I'm looking forward to good time tonight.
All right, awesome. Well, we're gonna go down to this trout stream that's also part of Echo Valley State Park and see what it all looks like. So, we'll check you later.
See you guys.
Little Bambi running right down the blacktop.
No shit. No worries.
All right, first stop on our shenanigans list of stuff to do is Dutton's Cave Park. It's a neat park. There's camping on the top part, and the bottom part is all picnic area. So we're just gonna go drive around, we'll look at the camping spot, and then eventually work our way down to the cave. Okay, we're up in the campground right now. They do have a site there, and I didn't know they had electric hookup. I don't remember that from when I was here in '94. But it looks like there's two different hookups and stuff. Another fire ring, 2 porta pots. It's not super flat by any means, so you're gonna have to level your stuff out if you have a camper. Tent, I don't know where you'd set a tent up, and I don't know if there's any trees to hang a hammock at all for the hammock campers. There, you can tent camp down there. But all right, we're gonna go to the top of the cave, which is just back down the road a little ways. All right, we're just gonna go to the top of the cave, which is pretty cool. Of course, we're gonna go to the bottom, but it's just a little short hike from the road. There is a trail actually that goes past the top of the cave and on down. I know at one time it was closed due to the steps being repaired. But I think since then it has been open. If the director of Fayette County, Heather, goes and sees this, comment down below. But yep, like I said, short hike to the top. All right, here we go. Get up over top. Right here, we're at the top of the cave. Oh, wow. Straight down below. Looks like they have a gate across the bridge that you can't go to the actual cave. But we'll go down there anyway. There's another shot at the opening of the cave. Can't quite see it. But we'll go down here a little ways and see if we could possibly see the face of the cave. Yeah, we got too much tree cover down here, which is great. We still love the trees, so let's go down below and check it out ourselves. All right, there's 2 entrances, like I said, to Dutton's Cave Park. We're going to go down to the bottom part, which is the day use area, and the trail to go to the cave. We were just up at the campground part, on the upper part, but at the fork in the road off from the highway, just follow the signs. You can't miss it. But this is a pretty cool little road once we get over this little tiny hill, and it goes down. Off to my left, it's like I don't know how far of a drop. It's like straight down.
Jesus Christ.
Language. think this is one of the parks that don't get much usage whatsoever. But I could be wrong. But when I worked here, I didn't notice many people. A couple day use area people, 1 or 2 campers, not much. But here's the parking lot. I know there's a really nice picnic shelter over there. There's a playground and a pit toilet. Let's go check out the cave. All right, short hike across the grass in the parking area. It's another nice little mowed trail that leads to the cave. It's not even really a quarter of a mile. It's fairly short and flat. A little bit of a upgrade, but not bad for walking up. But there's a lot of bugs. They must got some rain, so of course they're all going to be out. See you at the cave. All right, we're getting closer to the cave. Getting in definitely the concave crevice of limestone there. You can see the trail coming down from the top. And here's the cave. But they still have the cave closed. That sort of stinks. It'd be cool to go to. Cold water spring right out of the side hill. That'd be really good to drink. Lots of gnats. There we go. Wish we could go closer, but we can't. Okay, here's the day use area at Dutton's Cave. That's a nice shelter house. And you got some nice swings and a slide for the kids and some other swing thing that goes around in circles. There is a fire ring, but I don't know if you're able to camp down here or not. You'd have to haul your stuff in from where you see the truck by down the parking lot. But pretty cool little park. There's a brook trout restoration stream project here I didn't know about. We didn't see any in the little pool, so I don't know how often you come across them, but pretty neat little deal. All right, now we're in Elgin, Iowa. We're at Gilbertson Park. It's a pretty neat little park. There's a new bike trail. I don't know how far or where that all goes. But it has a really nice campground with electrical hookups. I don't see any water hookups, which, yeah, you really don't need that. But flush shower bathrooms, firewood for sale, $1 a piece of wood, I think it said. But main thing we want to check out here is, and I don't think we're in the right spot to do it, is there's some hiking spots. I want to check it out to go and see if they're hammock friendly. So once we find it out where that's at, we'll let you know. When up in northeast Iowa, you must make it a destination stop to get to the Gunder Roadhouse. It used to be called the Shanty, in the little tiny village of Gunder. Reason be the Gunder Burger. This place does get really, really busy, so you might want to get here early, or you might be waiting. All right, here's the money shot. It's a 1-pound Gunder Burger. You can have lettuce, tomatoes, whatever you want on it. I have the caramelized onions, mushrooms, egg, bacon, cheese. Have to go with hash browns with cheese. A good old PBR. What do you think, Chad? Look good?
It looks delicious.
Well, we'll check it out and we'll let you know. Probably won't be able to walk when we get done with this, but... Alright, we just pulled into another spot I want to check out for future camping. This is the Big Spring Campground. There's 7 campsites here. All you got is a porta pot, and that's it. That's all you need. You got fire rings at each one of these. Picnic table. And online it said every spot was reserved. So there's no spots to stay. when reserving sites, we're in Clayton County now, so when you reserve sites in Clayton County, you have to book them for both 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night. Holidays, you have to book all 3 nights. But figured might as well check it out anyway and see what are the best sites. And you're right on the Turkey River. Good smallmouth walleye fishing, plus also I'm assuming there could be some trout that get in there from the Trout Hatchery, which we're going to go to next, but just want to check her out. Not too bad. All right. While at the campground there, you might as well come on down to the Big Spring Fish Hatchery, Iowa DNR. There's, I don't know how many raceways are here, but like this closest one to us, they are the big breeding trouts. They're, I don't know how big they are. I know you can't see them because of the water glare, but these things are 15 to 20 inches big, easy. A lot of rainbows. That side is completely jam-packed full of 10 to 12 inches, which is normal size that they stock. What's funny though is watching these fish over here on this raceway. It's an imitation of when they're trying to go upstream against the rapids. I can't quite see them here. Oh, there was one. Looks like they're mostly rainbows in here. I don't see any brook trout, which they also do stock. That was a nice one. But we're just checking it out. Like I said, no agenda. Just checking out the sights and sounds of Clayton, Fayette County. Right on the other side of that dike, when they drain these raceways, is the Turkey River. So I think there are a few trout that do make it into there from these raceways. But we're going to keep on going. It looks like there's people still going this way, so there must be more to see down here. So we're on our way to Motor Mill area at Clayton County. We are on not technically the roller coaster, but this is a roller coaster type road. There is one in Alameda County that they do have it labeled as such, but
holy cow. I kinda actually enjoyed.
I told you it dropped out on you. That was, the other place is nothing. Here's another one.
These roads are kinda actually fun to drive on.
Whee, that was fun. Alright, we're down at the, what was, I'm assuming was called the town of Motor Mill. So we have all these limestone buildings. We got the old mill, of course. The iron bridge, which has been restored in 95, or no, in 96 when I was here. You cannot drive across that, now you can. But it looks like they have all these buildings open now. We're gonna go check a couple of them out. Definitely the mill, that's pretty cool. I've actually been inside that one at one time when I worked here. We'll see what it looks like now when they got a bunch of it restored. And of course we'll go into the inn and talk about that more later. That's pretty cool, being inside the mill at Motor Mill. Down below is more people, so I won't record down there, but yeah, come check it out. The guy is very, very knowledgeable. There's 5 to 6 stories. They found the turbines in the siltation in the mud. That's pretty crazy. They've redone the windows. Looks like you can almost go up to every single floor if you wanted. But yeah, we're gonna go check out the other buildings. I've never been able to go into them when I worked here. All right, now we'll go in the cooperage. I don't know exactly what a cooperage is, but listening to the guide in the mill, it sounded like this is a place where the people that work at the mill lives. Anybody knows, comment down below. That's pretty cool. Well, let's go, keep going, and let's go to, I think, the smoker and the inn and the stable and the ice house. Can't go in that building, but smokehouse. Oh, let's go up to the inn. All right, here we got the inn. The bottom level is a gift shop. And the top 2 floors you could actually rent to stay in. I can't remember what it is, but it's online. I think the guy said it cost like $650,000 and they renovated the place. So let's go check it out. And there we have the inn. Like I said, go online, ClaytonCounty.org, I'm sure, conservation.org, to check it out, or just Google search it. And the stable. But yep, pretty cool spot. Very, very historic.
Well, thank you.
Alright, next stop on the tour of Northeast Iowa, things to do and places to camp. Bloody Run Park. It's a Clayton County owned park. Now they have designated campsites you can reserve online. I think there's 20 sites total. This is the big grassy open area. Everyone looks like it's got a picnic table and a fire ring. Behind us where we came from is a couple other ones that are closer to the trout stream, but you're also closer to the railroad tracks, which is not good. But nice shady spots over here, some open spots, but overall it's not too bad. It's a nice little quiet park. It's just a porta pot or a pit toilet is all you have. There's no water, there's no electricity either, but nice quiet park. And I think cell reception is minimal. And now over the Big Blue Bridge to go to Wisconsin. A whole pile of boats ripping up and down the river. Alright, every trip to Purchasing you have to go to Stark Sports Shop. Booze, boats, bullets, guns, you name it. It's all in one store. Can't go wrong there with booze and guns at the same stop, right? Another highlight is Pikes Peak State Park. You'll see over there, high above the bluffs, above the Mississippi River. There's a park store, a campground. Don't know how many sites. All of them are pretty much reservable. But we'll go check out the overview. Pikes Peak Overlook. Straight across is Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. The bluffs across the river is Wyalusing State Park. Nice state park with good trails, camping. That's the Wisconsin River in the middle of the screen coming in, the confluence between the two rivers. And yep, we're quite a ways up. Pretty cool. One of the must stops up here. Well, we got step one complete. Got the truck tent tonight for me. We got the old dome tent for Chad. So you know what time it is now, folks. It's time for step two. So tonight we had a trip to Purchasing. So I got some new Glarus Brewing Company Spotted Cow. So you can't go wrong with that. So what do you got tonight, Chad?
I got an RC Cola.
Oh, there you go. Those are pretty good, old school too. So
Yeah.
well, with that, you know what you gotta do. Well, I have mine already off, so what the hell. It's a nice screw off. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers, boys. Ah.
Damn, that's good. I could drink a whole 12-pack of that, and I'll be laying in the creek here in a little bit. But well, we're gonna go get a fire started here a little bit. We got some gnats. I don't think any mosquitoes, but we got some citronella candles going.
Yeah.
We got the babbling of the creek That's pretty relaxing, peaceful. We'll probably fall asleep in the damn chair.
Yeah, no, if it wasn't for these gnats, I probably would.
Yeah, we'll get I brought my thermosol along, so we'll get that fired up and get that put down here and see if that does a number on them. But it's 78 degrees in the valley. There's no breeze, and it's very humid, so.
Oh, God, yeah.
We gotta hydrate. Our first visitor of the night. Oh, where'd he go? He's good. It's pretty cool. They got the moon in it. Yeah, in the very, very top. And the fire's on that side of the moon, and I'm in the same shot. All we need now is for Rick to go off by in front of the camera. Alright, it's getting late. The fire's winding down. And man, does that stream not sound great to sleep by? I think so. So, I'm going to call it a night, go crawl in the tents, and see you guys in the morning for some breakfast. A little morning trout action underneath that rock. Boom, we got rainbow trout success. 4 more to go. Alright, you know what time it is now. Bacon time for breakfast. Coffee's going. Chad's got his hot chocolate. Also found some golden oysters, so heck yeah, you know we're going to try them. And of course some eggs and hash browns. And the fire's going, so it's just going to be a lazy morning. Alright, this is the first golden oyster Chad's ever tried, and he says he effing hates mushrooms. So here we go. I think not bad.
Not bad, but I wouldn't eat them all the time.
No, it's only like a seasonal thing.
And maybe if not ever again.
Oh, come on now. Hey, at least you tried. I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah.
There you go. Good job. All right, I don't think we did a walkthrough of Echo Valley State Park. It's one of Iowa's unknown ones, so to say. It's operated by the Fayette County Conservation Board. There's camping here. There's 2 sites down that road. That's where we stayed. Pretty much it's wherever there is a firing, you could camp. So if you want this little shelter, you could camp there with that firing. So there's 3 down below here. There's a road that goes across the creek and goes up the top to another campground up there. We'll go check that out. And then also the shelter, and there's 2 bathrooms up top. There's no bathrooms down below. And I got the word into the director maybe to get a porta pot down here and up at the other one, the other campground. And we'll see. But here's the trout stream. It's pretty cool. Limestone bluff. And on the back side is all the deeper cuts and where they stock the rainbow trout is what I caught. I had 2 of them today. And then one was, I think they might do brook trout maybe, not as much. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Looking at the different formations, there's like a little cave. I don't know how deep it is over there, but it's pretty sweet. It's a very quiet park. We had maybe 2 or 3 people drive through it at all night long, if that. As I like before 11 o'clock. But if you want a nice peaceful spot, there is cell service here, surprisingly, so check it out. Straight down below is where we were trout fishing. Okay, up here is what they call the upper campground. There's 2 firings there. Around the curve there's one more site. Nothing else much up here though. It's big open, wide open space. Good clear views of the skies. And when I've worked here, not many people camped up here, but you'd have your whole place yourself. And there is the albino squirrel. He just went over that hill. Sorry about the wiggliness of the camera. Let's see how close I can get to it and get a picture. No squirrel, don't run in the woods. He's in the tall grass. Hopefully you guys gotta see it. You see he's bouncing around. There is a hiking trail. That's the bridge that's right next to our campsite. I did actually hike this last year, which is an old riverbed, which is pretty cool. I think it goes out about 1.5 miles to 2 miles. It comes back. It's all gravel the whole entire way. It's an actual really flat trail, so therefore you don't have to worry about elevation. It's not going to kill you. It's just a distance thing. Even though it's not really that far, just bring some water, some cool sights along the creek, and pretty neat to check out. A lot of birds too, for you birders. Okay, here's more of like a day use. There is camping here. There's a firing. That's an old limestone bathroom, a big grassy area, limestone shelter house with the fireplace. We're gonna go check that out, of course. Parking lot is pretty nice and big, and then another restroom. Checked out the restrooms this morning. They were pretty nice and clean, well stocked with toilet paper. So let's go check out this shelter. Okay, here's a little history tidbit. Basically, in 1936, actually 33, the Civilian Conservation Corps was developed by President Roosevelt to combat unemployment during the Great Depression. In 1936, there's actually a man-made lake that was here, made by CCC is what they call it, as well as they made those 2 bathrooms back there. I guess there was limestone fire rings here at one time. Then of course the shelter, which is pretty pristine condition considering how old the thing is. Dang near 100 years old here in a few years. But you can camp. There's a fire ring like right back by the parking lot. You can't camp in the shelter. Limestone steps. We had, of course, a little rain this morning. You have to have that when you camp, right? But we could have went and came in here then if we would have camped at that spot. But yeah, really cool fire pit, fireplace. And I'm assuming the dam and the lake was right down here. Which I know the trout stream, Otter Creek, that went by our campsite is right down there as well. And I know there's a mowed trail that goes following along the creek. It comes back up by the limestone kiln, which you're going to have to come here to explore for yourself. But we'll go up these beautiful little steps, back to the truck, and keep on moving. So just southeast of West Union is Echo Valley State Park. The Jensen Trail, which is just down the lane just a little bit. You have to park up top here. Don't park along the lane. And then also Glover's Creek. Glover's Creek is another trout stream down that road, down the steep little incline on the way back. And then of course Echo Valley is Otter Creek for your trout streams. But pretty nice, neat sign. Like I said, this is one of my gems of my favorite parks I've taken care of throughout the years when I did summer seasonal conservation. So it's really neat to be able to come back to these spots and see how they still look, what improvements they made, and just reminiscing old memories of coming to these spots. Well, we got back to Fredericksburg, got Chad back to his truck. It's still there, not towed. Hopefully not, because he works here.
Yeah.
They should recognize it. But we put on some miles, seen some stuff, seen some cool stuff.
Yeah, seen some creatures I've never seen before.
Yeah, the final squirrel, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We know Kip will beg you after that one. Oh yeah, I also met a new friend, Rick.
Yeah, Rick the raccoon.
Yeah, he's your buddy. He liked you a lot. But yeah, I've seen some cool views. Back to the same old parks. Had, of course, a Gunder burger. Gotta have that.
Yeah.
Still full from that one, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't even eat supper last night, but well, I'm gonna hit the road. He's gonna hit the road. So thanks for coming. Glad you wanted to come along and stuff. I like taking new people out.
Yeah.
I got two other YouTube subscribers lined up that want to go. Just gotta make time to do it. Got Hickston. She wants to come along. It's one of Hadley's softball friends. We'll do a hike somewhere. And then Adeline from you and I, Grady's friend, she wants to go. That one's going to be a cool trip. That one's going to be Maquoketa Cave State Park. I might turn that one into a three-day thing because there's so much to see and do there. But yeah, if you want to come along sometime, shoot me a message, or if you got a really cool park or trail, let me know. But guys, you know what I always say, live life.
Live large.
No, don't live in fear. Live life. Don't live in fear, or you're going to miss it. See you on the next one.